Welcome to News Geelong on this Friday the 12th of October 2012. Australia's largest multi-sport participation event, the 2013 Australian Masters Games, will again be hosted by our great city Geelong, starting this month at sporting venues around Geelong, encouraging good health and well-being. The inaugural Great Australian Beer Festival will also be held in Geelong in February 2013, showcasing over 1,000 craft beers and ciders in a friendly and relaxed festival atmosphere. From the world of sport, our own Mitch Cleary will report on the happenings in and around Geelong as the cricket season gets underway and football continues its presentation of awards for 2012. Weather-wise, although spring has sprung, the indifferent weather conditions in and around Geelong and the Surf Coast continue to baffle us as we bring you the predicted weather forecast for the Geelong and Surf Coast over the next 6 days. The opening of celebrity chef Jamie Oliver's Ministry of Food, the kitchen in Moorabool Street, Geelong, will see our city at the forefront of the battle to improve what we eat and, by the extension, how we live. Geelong is now the home to Australia's second Ministry of Food kitchen, as Meryl Friend reports.
We're here at Jamie Oliver's Ministry of Food, and we've got Jenny and Hamish, who are the food trainers here. You've got to come on down to 106 Moorabool Street and find out all about creating wonderful food and meeting these fantastic people who want to keep everybody healthy.
That's right. This is our first centre here in Victoria, and it's our second for Australia, and it's an incredible milestone that we're really happy to be celebrating here for today. It's a fantastic thing for the Geelong community, and we're really pleased to be opening the doors.
Now, there's a lot of people that have got behind you in the community as well, with some sponsors.
Yeah, we've had a really warm welcoming already with some local sponsors, the Good Guys, GMHBA, and also the Geelong City Council, and the Victorian Government have really gotten behind the program as well. So we're really, really generous of those sponsors and really proud to have them on board.
So if anyone doesn't know, I'm sure they've heard of Jamie Oliver, the celebrity chef, but what's the Ministry of Food all about?
So Ministry of Food is really a simple model. It's all about trying to inspire people to get back into the kitchen and start cooking meals from scratch again. And it's really just about trying to get people to explore new tastes and senses and smells and really have a go at things again. So we're really about trying to teach people how to cook, how to shop, how to prepare meals, how to do meal planning and budgeting, and it's some practical hands-on experience and some of Jamie's step-by-step recipes.
And there are courses that will be happening here. How can people find out more?
Yeah, so we're delivering a 10-week course, and it's 90 minutes each week over the 10 weeks, and people can sign up for our program through our website, or they can come into the centre and sign up here as well.
And I believe it's from 12 years of age and anyone's welcome?
Yeah, we're accessible to absolutely anyone over the age of 12. It doesn't matter what your background, where you come from or what your skill level is. If you've never picked up a knife before, then this program is really for you. But even if you may think that you know only a couple of recipes and you want to extend your repertoire, then you're also really welcome to come into the centre as well.
And then you can sample your expertise in the kitchen as well?
Absolutely. So we really encourage you to sit down after your meal and try some of the food, but we really want you to take it home to your family and friends as well, so you're actually able to take some home. And it's all about that whole sense of pride, really, so that your family realise that you can actually cook now as well.
What is it about the whole Ministry of Food that inspires you?
I love the idea of empowering people because I'm a professional chef, so I see lots of food every day, and to me it's easy. But I understand a lot of people, they do struggle with cooking. A lot of people are time poor. I mean, I stand in the kitchen all day, so that's what I do. People are time poor. This empowers people to be able to go out and look at produce, put something together, and it'll help. And I think it's great that you can give people the choice and empower them so that they can make a recipe.
It's about community. It's embracing everything that we all believe in. It's about the aspirations of our society for a healthy future. And we've had a wonderful turnout, all sorts of, you can see people from the community, our partners, government, everyone's been involved. And again, the centre is now officially open.
And so if people want to find out more, if they want to do the cooking courses or to come and volunteer, where would they find out?
Yes, you can go online and you'll see Jamie's Ministry of Food Centre, and in Geelong you just go and you can register. It's only $10 per class. It's a 10-week class that you can participate once a week. I know the first class that I did was so wonderful. It kind of takes away any jitters you might have about cooking, teaches you some basic skills, and it's the type of thing that over time you just find you incorporate it in your day-to-day life.
From Jamie Oliver's Ministry of Food, Meryl Friend and Jenny and Hamish for News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. October 24, 2012 will see over 20,000 racegoers flock to the Geelong racecourse to celebrate the region's biggest annual party with the running of the 2012 Centrebet Geelong Cup, Victoria's most prestigious country cup and a key lead-up to the Melbourne Cup. Ian Nichols has more.
Well, today News Geelong is at Market Square for a very exciting event. It's the launch of the 2012 Geelong Centrebet Cup. Fourth consecutive year that Centrebet have bankrolled this major event, which has attracted horses from all over the world, as we know, including the last two Melbourne Cup winners. And we're talking with the president of the Geelong Racing Club, Paul Bongiorno, and its very colourful ambassador, Darren Lyons.
This time of the year, Ian, where we all start to get a bit excited and look in the papers to see who's likely to run in our cup this year. The last 2 years have just been out of this world. To have our winners in Americain and Dunedin go on and win the Melbourne Cup, it was just an outstanding result. And it certainly put the focus on the Geelong Cup, all around the world. It's as John Dunn was saying before, people in France are saying, we've heard about your Geelong Cup, and we know that's one of the races to go to if you want to win the Melbourne Cup. So for me, that's what makes it the most exciting. For Geelong, it's just a huge day. It's the annual celebration of the year. I mean, we get somewhere between 16 and 18,000 people will be there, depending on the weather. And even in some respects not so dependent on the weather, because Geelong people do like to go out and have a great time, and it would take a severely damp and dark day to deter a lot of Geelong people from attending.
I agree entirely with you. It is a very interesting day for people to get out, socialise. You don't necessarily have to be the world's greatest punter, but it does help, particularly as you're getting some of the world's best horses here now. Well,
that's right. It does make it more exciting that we've got this Group 3 budding, heading towards Group 2 race. Also the Geelong Classic, the dual choice plate. We've added a new race, the Black Pearl, which is a $100,000 race for fillies and mares. So the quality of the race day itself has certainly been elevated significantly, but certainly for the majority of people it's a day to get out and celebrate Geelong Cup Day. And I'd have to say in the last few years crowd behaviour has been exemplary, and the police have commended us on that, and that's been very pleasing from our point of view, because a few years ago we did have some problems, so that's really been stamped out, and it's been very good.
Well, any cup is a thrill, and as a horse owner and racer, I'd love one day to win the Geelong Cup and the Melbourne Cup, but it's all about the Geelong Cup right now, and myself and Gemma are very excited to be associated with it. And I've actually, I could be with a chance in a few years' time, because I've just bred a stayer who's just coming up to 2-year-old, about to go into training. So I'm really excited about that, and my mare is having another one. So this time next year we'll have another little foal on the way, trying desperately to win the Geelong Cup.
Well, you've come home to a very busy lifestyle, it would seem.
Well, extremely. It has been extremely busy since being back in Geelong and looking after all the businesses, Growlers particularly, and Home House, and obviously the Elephant and Castle and the Eureka. Yeah, it's a big portfolio, and just really working hard at all that. And MrPaparazzi.com, actually, we're also sponsoring the Geelong Classic this year, which is the number 2 race to the Centrebet Geelong Cup. So really enthusiastic about putting money into the racing club and the community of Geelong.
At the launch of the 2012 Centrebet Cup, Ian Nichols for News Geelong.
Thank you, Nico. As we go to a break here on News Geelong this Friday evening, we'll be back with more news after this. Welcome back to News Geelong. Australia's largest multi-sport participant event, the 2012 Australian Masters Games, will again be hosted in Geelong.
365 days to go. That is until October in 2013, when the Australian 14th Masters Games are on in Geelong.
I'm very excited to be part of the support group, if you like, to really get a very dynamic, big crowd down here in Geelong in about 365 days from now.
Now, this board's going to be travelling all around Victoria and Australia.
Yes, it is, because we do want to draw a crowd from all over Australia. It's been a very successful Games in the past, and we're looking to get at least 10,000 participants and all of their families and friends to come down and enjoy this beautiful Geelong down here, and I promise the weather will be just as good.
Now, how many events are we talking about?
We're looking at in excess of 60 events to be covered across the Masters Games, so there will certainly be a sport for everyone to be involved in.
And over 30s and above?
Over 30s and above for most sports, but we do have sports like gymnastics where you need to be a little bit more limber, I think, in those sports, so you can be as young as 20. So there's probably an opportunity for lots and lots of different age groups and different types of people to come and be involved.
So what do you think it actually means for Geelong and for athletes of all ages?
I think the opportunity to participate in activity and sport and community events where it all comes together in this type of event is just a fantastic thing to do. It's terrific for Geelong. 10,000 people ask any hospitality operator, tourism operator, and they'll tell you what 10,000 people means to their business. And Geelong's such a beautiful gateway to the great Bellarine Peninsula, to the Surf Coast and to the broad Otway Ranges, and I think so to come in and stay a bit longer is a great opportunity for people from all around Australia.
Now, registrations aren't until next year, 2013, but if people are really keen and want to find out more, how can they do that?
We do have the website up so people can make contact via email or Twitter or Facebook at this stage, but the registrations start in March next year. We don't want to get it too far out because people will forget about it. And all of the sports will be settled so people will know what they can enrol in and register for at that time.
Oh, look, it's fantastic to see such a large sporting event back in Geelong. Geelong has a great reputation for holding such large events, and it's great to see that netball will be part of that.
It's pretty good to be a master once you hit 30.
Yes, we're happy just to be able to run around still. So no, it's great. And, you know, there's a lot of the girls in the team that we've been playing together or against each other for a long time, so it's nice now to be able to play in the one team and then have a bit of fun, so, yeah.
And so how is the sport of netball faring in Geelong?
Oh, it's fantastic. The participation growth that we've seen in our leagues as well as the sport across the region has been quite large over the last 12 months and continuing to grow, especially in the junior level. We need to look at sort of addressing that next year, especially with the population growth that we're having down here. So for netball, it's fantastic.
So if there are up-and-coming youngsters who aren't even masters yet, how could they find out more about netball?
Just jump onto Google and Google netball in Geelong, and you'll have quite a few options that will come up. Football Netball Geelong website or the Central Geelong Netball Association that's based down at Cardinia Park, where I'm sure the Masters will be held. They run all sorts of programs, a great junior development program and also senior competitions. And there's also indoor down at Life Bin at the Cardinia Netball Association, so there's plenty of options around.
From Geelong Waterfront, Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. Big boys don't cry, but they should. It's a mental health forum for men, with over 100 representatives from Geelong Industry and Commerce meeting to raise awareness of the strategies for identifying and dealing with mental health issues, both personally and in the workplace. News Geelong attended the 2012 forum for this report.
It's a very important message. Mental health has been one of those things over the years that's been probably a bit under the carpet, or there's been a lot of stigma associated with it. So it's great. I think Geelong is actually leading the way across the country in terms of people being prepared to get out and talk about the issue. And the more we talk about it, the less we stigmatise it. It makes life a lot easier for people who are dealing with mental health issues, because they know there's people who are supportive and who will help them through.
And unfortunately, you've had first-hand involvement in this, having lost a brother through due to suicide.
Yeah, as you say, a very unfortunate thing. And Mick was not only my brother but my workmate. So in context of today's presentation, we're not the only ones who've been through that situation of having a workmate who's struggling with the issue of their mental health and unfortunately taking their lives. So it did actually spark, I suppose, me into the direction I've taken in terms of trying to destigmatise the issue of mental health.
And Tony, the community is becoming far more aware of it, far more involved in it, but we still have a long way to go.
Yeah, I suppose it is a big journey, but at least we're pointing in the right direction, and forums like today are really helping. As I mentioned earlier, Geelong, I think, is leading the way in terms of been prepared to talk about the issue, and it probably reflects in what we're seeing with our Headspace Barwon, where we're actually leading the country in terms of the number of young people who are attending the Headspace service to seek support and help in their issues with mental health. So, big problem, but we're making some positive inroads into addressing it.
A terrific session here today, 120 odd people talking about mental health for men, so really rapt for Alcoa to be involved.
And our number of speakers certainly put across the message and put it in very cool, basic technology and understanding for us lay people to go away and think about.
Yeah, really interesting speakers. Message there for everyone, I think. I think if you're here today, everyone would have taken something away from it, take it back to their home life or their work life, and yeah, really inspiring stuff.
The reality is that mental health for men particularly, and I suppose I could ask you about mental health in the workplace.
Well, our workplace is 93% men out at Alcoa, so it's really important that Alcoa is a contributor here and represented here today. So it's something that we're well aware of. We have programs to address mental health and identify. So yeah, we're proud to be here today.
How did Alcoa become involved with Backlinks, and in particular the big boys Don't Cry Forum?
We have a strong relationship with Backlinks for many, many years now, and we were the inaugural sponsor last year at last year's event, and given the success last year, it was a no-brainer for us to be contributing again today, so we're really proud to do that.
This is News Geelong, Friday, October 12, 2012. As we go to a break, don't forget you can Twitter us at News Geelong 31 and on Facebook, www.facebook.com/News Geelong 31 with your comments and questions of subjects you'd like to see us cover on News Geelong. Be back with you after this. Welcome back to News Geelong on this Friday evening. The largest corporate regatta in the Southern Hemisphere is held right here in Geelong on the Barwon River, with formerly the Australian corporate head of the river. The Geelong charity organisation Give Where You Live has rebranded the event Geelong's Riverfest. Meryl Friend reports.
We're down at the Barwon River for Riverfest. That's the old corporate head of the river, and lots of companies and local businesses have got behind the event for a terrific day of rowing.
It's a great event. Look, we've got 400 different participants. That's coaches, rowers, the rowing clubs also. We've got 50 volunteers down here today. There's a farmers market. We'll have some live music later on, and we fully expect to make about have about $100,000 in fundraising, which is a fantastic event.
So is it just Geelong participants?
No, we've got some participants from Melbourne and Horsham, as well as Ballarat. So they've come from far and wide to row on the river today.
Now, Give Where You Live are raising money all the time. You've got extra events coming up as well?
We do. We've got a new event for us this year, which is a Melbourne Cup luncheon, which will be on, of course, Melbourne Cup Day down at the Lord of the Isles. We'd love people to come down and support us on Melbourne Cup Day and have a look at the races. There's fashions on the field, and I think we'll run a Calcutta as well. Ben Casanelia from K-Rock is going to be the MC, so it'll be a really good day. And we also have our Rainforest Ride, which is in February, early next year. Fantastic ride through the Otways, and it's for kids as well as families, and also those hardcore riders in their Lycra. So they should come down and really enjoy the ride down there in February.
All right. Well, the TAC is one of Give Where You Live's premier partners. We've been supporting Give Where You Live since we moved to Geelong. We're really pleased to do that because we live and work here and we want to be giving back to the community. And Riverfest is not just an opportunity to show how much we support Give Where You Live and the work they do, but also our staff absolutely really enjoy Riverfest. We've got a dragon boat team today and 2 teams of 8 rowing, including our acting CEO will be out on the water.
We've got a couple of crews going, so we've got a dragon boat with about 20 and we've got 2 rowing teams. So I should have been in the dragon boat with supply chain, but I was poached into the rowing team, so I was a wanted man and went well in the draft.
Now, has it been much work in preparing for this?
Well, there's only about 1 or 2 of us that had rowed. Bradley had rowed and 1 or 2 others. The rest of us had never been in a boat. So the first time we got in, Amy was Cox, never been in a boat. We were supposed to come down this side of the river. We finished over that side of the river, went down the wrong way, come back the wrong way, and we're heading straight for the College 8 girls at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I don't think they're too happy with us the first morning.
We've only improved since then.
Would have been an expensive first day out, that's for sure.
So what are we expecting from you today?
First place.
We're expecting to stay at least in one lane and not go across the river like the first morning, and hopefully we can get 500 metres down the road.
And do you think it's been a bonding experience for you all?
Oh, well and truly. Well and truly. No, we even had a bonding dinner on Wednesday after our last session, so just to sort of get right into the spirit of it.
Yeah, getting up at 5:30 to get here at 6 o'clock for 8 or 9 sessions, that's been quite interesting. A couple of people whinged, Amy. The rest of us just like getting up early in the morning.
Yeah. A couple of people didn't make it either, did they?
Yeah.
So that's all before a day's hard work at Target.
Exactly.
Correct.
Then we have to put 10 hours in at Target and back here at 6 o'clock the next morning.
Well, congratulations. It's been great effort and we wish you well today.
Thank you.
Thanks for that.
Go Target.
From the Bowen River, Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. The inaugural Great Australian Beer Festival, that's right, the Great Australian Beer Festival, will be held in Geelong in February 2013, showcasing over 100 craft beers and ciders in a friendly and relaxed atmosphere, demonstrating that the craft of beer making and micro-beering industry is moving ahead in leaps and bounds. Our regular beer master is at hand, as Ian Nichols has more.
Well, coming to Geelong early in the new year is going to be something very special, the Great Australian Beer Festival. Location Geelong Racetrack, February 2, and we're speaking with the event director, Kieran Blood.
It's coming together really well. We're holding it at the Geelong Racecourse on February the 2nd, 2013. Basically showcasing a wide array of brewers, approximately 25 brewers with over 100 craft beers and ciders from around the region, around Victoria and interstate.
Well, just recently we spoke to Grant Byrne out here at Odyssey Tavern because he's showcasing a few of the craft beers, but this is going to be a huge display of everybody in the business at the moment, and it seems to be a thriving industry, this micro or craft beer brewing.
Oh, it certainly is. It's an emerging industry. I won't say it's new, but it's definitely going from strength to strength. Especially in the Geelong region, we've got approximately 6 brewers in the Geelong region, with Little Creatures set to open their new brewery in the old mills in South Geelong. So yeah, it's coming together beautifully.
Well, the idea of a beer festival, of course, we think about Germany and Oktoberfest and all that sort of thing, beer halls. What sort of atmosphere are you going to create at the Geelong Racecourse?
Look, it's more of a fun, friendly atmosphere. Definitely, music will be a part of it, but it's not the main. It's there to add to the atmosphere. There'll be kids' activities. As I say, families are more than welcome, and it's an opportunity for the public to sample what's on offer from some of these great breweries around Australia and especially locally, as well as there'll be gourmet food. It really is. It's not an Oktoberfest. It's not a swill fest. It's an opportunity to get together to get and actually try what's on offer, because there's an amazing array and diversity of flavours in craft beer.
Well, we know that these devotees, if you like, of beer now are really just like the old wine lovers. You know, they have their varieties and they swill it around, and they really do get a feel for something very special.
Oh, they do, definitely, without a doubt. The difference is they always swallow it, without a doubt. It's definitely. Look, it's just as complex as wine in its diversity of flavours and aromas and that sort of thing. And that's what this is all about. It's about creating awareness of what craft beers offer. There's something out there for everybody. These types of festivals attract a large contingent of females at them and kids. It's something that a family will come along together and enjoy, and with craft beers and ciders. And with some of the beers having flavours like chocolate and citrus and melon in them, there's something for everybody.
Taking a look at the Great Australian Beer Festival, Ian Nichols for News Geelong.
Thanks very much, Ian. Enjoy the taste come February of 2013. As we go to a break, we'll return with the world of sport and our own Mitch Cleary after this.